Hello, my name is Jason Massey, and this is the first video in the series of learning how to CrossFit at home. What we're going to do today is we're going to teach you the intricacies of a air squat, which is just a body weight movement with no equipment required. We're also going to teach you an advanced movement on that air squat called a front squat. From there, we're going to take and go overhead with something called a press. And then we're going to tie it all together with something called a thruster. So we're going to be learning 4 things today: an air squat, a front squat, a press, and a thruster. There may be a 5th surprise element today. Let's see how it goes. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about our air squat. Air squat is the most basic movement that we do, not only as CrossFit athletes, but as humans. But it's very important. And so we need to pay attention to a couple things that are really going to take it to the next level. So for an air squat, what I want to do is I want to set up with my feet shoulder width apart, toes pointed just slightly out. I don't want to be out too wide. I don't want to be straight ahead. So shoulder width apart, toes pointed just slightly out. From there, I'm going to work on reaching my hips back, okay? As you can see, I'm not bowing forward. I'm actually reaching my hips back. You can practice that with a quick, easy drill. If you walk over to a wall and you move back and you just practice touching your butt to the wall, okay? That's the first movement that we need to do. Reach the hips back. From there, I'm gonna drive my knees apart. I'm gonna stay on the outside of my foot towards my heel as I descend to the bottom of that squat. The bottom of the squat is when the crease of my hip goes down below my knee, okay? I need to make sure I'm actively pushing my knees apart, keeping my chest up high, staying on my heels. At the bottom of the squat, I should be able to wiggle my toes, okay? From there, I'm gonna drive my knees apart and stand up. Weight on my heels, shoulder width apart, reach the hips back, drive the knees apart, find the bottom of the squat, which is crease of the hip, below the knee, push the knees apart, stay on the heel as I stand. Very simple. Weight in the heels, knees apart, chest up, get below parallel. Now, a few props that you may have at home. Maybe you have an industrial strength medicine ball that you could use. This would be a great way to look at the depth of the squat. Touch, stand. Not everybody has an industrial strength medicine ball at home, however. You could use a simple plastic recycling bin. This is going to be the height for most people to be able to get down, get to that full depth squat, and stand up. You're going to want to practice that until you can keep the knees out, keep the weight in the heels, reach full depth, okay? Again, hips go back, knees go out, I stay solid, I stand up, okay? Once you've gotten good at that, meaning you can hold control of that movement, versus if my back has to round or I really can't get to the front or I roll up on my toes, it's important that you practice that movement. If you need to raise your target somehow, I can place objects on top of my recycling bin until I find the place where I start to fall apart. Then I stand back up. So if I get halfway into that squat and my knees want to cave in or I want to roll up on my toes, then that's as far as I'm going to go, and then start working your way down a little bit at a time. Okay, so for today's workout, we're going to want to make sure that we stay at a place where we're on our heels, our knees are tracking out along the path of our foot, and our chest is up. A good idea here is with your phone at home, video yourself. See what this looks like. The next movement is going to be called a front squat, okay? With the front squat, we can use anything that we want. A broom. Most people will have a broom at their house, right? So I'm going to set up in my squat stance again. I'm going to take my hands a thumb's distance from my hips, from my thighs. I'm going to bring the bar up underneath my chin. From here, I have to push my elbows to at least a 45-degree angle right here, okay? My elbows are 45 degrees from my body, all right? In this position, now we're going to Do the same thing. Squat down, touch my target, stand up. Remember, the weight is staying on the heels, knees are tracking out, elbows stay out at a 45-degree angle, okay? That is called a front squat. That can be done again with a broom. If you have a barbell or one of those like padded weighted bars that some people will have, you could use that as well. Today, no weights required. All we need is a straight stick of some sort, okay? Third thing, the press. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna put our feet underneath our hips. We're gonna bring the bar underneath our chin. Hands are gonna be in the same place, thumbs distance from my legs. I'm gonna bring it up. Now I don't want my elbows at a 45. I want it right straight down. From here, I'm gonna pull my head back like I'm trying to make a double chin. Notice how I didn't pull the bar away from my body, and I didn't tilt my head back. All I want to do is pull the bar back and then press the bar up. Touch the tip of my nose. As the bar passes my eyes, I'm going to press my head and chest through the bar. I'm going to have my elbows locked out. I'm going to be pressing up high on the bar. In this position, my belly is tight and my butt is squeezed. Okay, from here, I'm going to push the elbows forward, pull my head back, bring the bar back to the shoulder, underneath the chin. Replace the head in its position, okay? Again, head back, press up, press the head and chest through, pull the head back, bring the bar down. We're trying to move the bar in as straight of a line as possible, okay? Now, once we've got that under control, I can do that without having to think too much about it, okay? Getting my head and chest through, getting my arms out of my vision. Now, I can tie those two things together, the front squat and the press, into what's called a thruster. 45-degree angle with my elbows, shoulder width stance with my feet, toes pointed just slightly out. I'm gonna squat down, touch my target, stand up, press. Bring it back down, squat, stand up, press. This is called a thruster. Two things must happen in a thruster. Elbows need to lock out overhead, and I need to reach full depth on my squat, okay? That would count as one thruster. So, full squat, stand and press. Go ahead and try that at home. Once you feel confident with that movement, okay, then we're going to put that into a workout. For our workout today, we're going to do thrusters and that last surprise movement that I talked to you about earlier, a burpee, okay? A burpee is as simple as get on the ground, get off the ground, get your chest to touch the ground, jump and clap. So it can be really fast, or it can be really slow. Okay, so thrusters and burpees. What we're gonna do today is for our first workout, we're gonna do what's called a descending rep scheme. We're gonna do a classic CrossFit combination of 21, 15, 9. What we're looking at here is thrusters and burpees. The way that this works, you do 21 thrusters, you do 21 burpees. 15 thrusters, 15 burpees, 9 thrusters, 9 burpees. You're gonna need a clock so that you can keep time. This is a workout that is 4 time. So you're gonna count down, 3, 2, 1, go, and you're gonna get to work, okay? Make sure you hit that full depth on those squats, lock that bar out over your head, okay? Once you get done with that 9th burpee, that last movement, you're gonna write down your time. For some of the advanced people trying this, your time might be 3 to 4 minutes. For our intermediate people trying this at home, you might be looking at 6 to 9 minutes. For my beginners, 9, maybe even 20 minutes to accomplish this. My advice to you is just move as soundly, as quickly, and as powerfully as possible, okay? Just get the work done, all right? 21, 15, 9, thrusters and burpees. Good luck.